It is the start of a busy week and a bit as far as racing goes in Hong Kong, and it kicks off at Sha Tin on Saturday twilight with a 4 o'clock start for a public holiday race day. It is Hong Kong Reunification Day, and we've got it all covered for you right here on the show. Joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Tom Wood. Tom, there's some good races at this meeting.
Yeah, there is, Mark. Plenty of nice horses going around. None more than probably Dream Winner going around in one of the later races. He's 2 from 2 so far. He's run very good time down the straight. It's free entry at Sha Tin tomorrow, and there's plenty of entertainment before race 1.
All right, so that's what's coming up tomorrow. But what about jackpot putters, Paul? Have they got stuff to look forward to as well?
Yeah, they have. There's a 1.4 million going into the triple chair, so that should get up over 4 million. And also what we've been doing in races 9 and 10 with these night meetings, or twilight meetings I should say, is putting $1 million into the quartet and first 4 pool. So that's just another incentive to have a crack at those two.
It is indeed, so plenty on offer. Before we go any further, there are some scratchings to pass on for the meeting. Race 5, number 9 is out. It was Master Agility. It's now Yo-Yo Night. First up from an injury, Derek Lung takes the ride on him. And race 10, number 6, Notorious King, has been replaced by Never Too Soon for Zach Purton. The meeting details, it might be a Saturday, but it's the twilight start time with a 4 o'clock kickoff for meeting number 83. B-Course Racing, 10 on the turf. We're back at Sha Tin, of course, on Monday night. Happy Valley next Thursday. So plenty upcoming. The 2 races we focus on, race 4, the Hong Kong Reunification Cup of Class 2 over the 2,000 metres, and the 9th, the Class 3 over the 1,200 metres as well. Race number 4 looks this way, and good field here with Columbus County and Butterfield at the top of the book. We've got Sword Point, the cheek pieces go back on. He raced wide and pulled up lame at Happy Valley last time. 5G Patch Group 1 place last start and has a good record here. He's now off a rating of 92. Rise Brethren has the cheek pieces coming off. All for St Paul's has his first look over the 2,000 metres, but he's drawn barrier number 1. Eramo's a 4-time winner this season. Alacrity has the crossover noseband going on. La City Blanche, first look at 2,000 metres in Hong Kong. He did win over the distance at San Ysidro in Argentina. Sweet Encounters runs 7th in the Derby over the 2,000, and Ching comes up into Class 2 for the first time, carries the lightweight, but a wide barrier draw. We know All for St Paul's, Tom likes to lead over the shorter course, and expected even with an extra 200 or 400 metres to run for him this week, he'll still find the top.
Yeah, and especially he's got barrier number 1 here now. Well, when he met with Champion Dragon, which was last start, he was able to lead on that occasion. Champion Dragon drawn barrier 7 for Angus Chung. Looks tricky for Eremo and barrier 13 because he's a horse that can press on with it. He'll be trying to get in before that first turn. Meaningful Star comes to Sha Tin. He's got a nice draw of barrier 2. There's a few in this race, Paul, that do like to get back, including Ching.
Yeah, the favourite, current favourite Ching, 5G Patch, I think will go back. Sweet Encounters been going back with wide draws, as has Alacrity and Natural Storm as well. So you're right, a lot of them do like to get back.
That's the speed map for the 2,000 metre race. But before we go any further, Frankie Law is well represented in this race, and Tom spoke to him at Sha Tin earlier today.
Frankie, Sword Point lining up over 2,000 metres, a horse that's been there or thereabouts recently. What have you made of his last few starts?
Yeah, last start, a little bit disappointed, but he finished 5th. You know, all the way 3 deep outside, not easy for him. And then also first time Happy Valley, and I think back to Sha Tin should be better.
Yeah, I presume it was a bit of a tough watch with the run he had last time out. How's he been? Because I noticed he's had a lameness issue since that run as well.
Yes, but only a little bit. His left high fell a little bit problem, but now it's everything fine.
He won with the cheek pieces, Frankie, before going on to the 4-year-old series, and you took them off for the last 2 runs. What was the thought process behind that, and then putting them back on again this weekend?
Yes, because I raised him in 24,000, so I take off the cheap piece. I just worry about he's a bit too keen. So after 2004, and I raised one more time, 1,800. This time I put back the cheap piece on.
He wasn't too far away in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, placed in the Classic Cup, a bit unlucky in the Derby. Is a horse that do you think he can sort of get into some of those bigger races next season, Sword Point?
I think so. He looks have some potential. So I hope next season can be just try to have a look at good ways. Yeah.
What about All for St Paul's in the same race? Drawn nicely, your stable warrior, loves to go forward. He was pretty game last time, wasn't he?
Yes, he was really good last time. Usually, this one, he always give him a surprise. And now, first time 2000, I think he can go in front to see if someone want to lead, he can let someone lead second. If no one lead, we can lead by himself, yeah.
So you're not worried about the trip at all?
No.
We see him every race day, gets very warm and sweaty in the parade ring. Is that just him?
Yes, always. Even the winter time, he always like this, yeah.
All right, we'll talk more about Sword Point shortly with the boys. But Paul, all for St Paul's, 2,000 metres for the first time, yes or no?
Yeah, I haven't put him in because Champion Dragon, I think, will put a bit of pressure on him as well. Irimo has to go forward, so he might have to go all the way forward. As such, look, I just think 2,000 might be a little bit a step too far.
And he's met quite a deep race, so I think it's just going to be tough for him this time round.
This is why we paused on talking about Sword Point, Tom, because there he is in barrier number 5. Nothing goes right for him this night. We're going to really dissect this race because there's quite a few out of this race in this field.
Yeah, and he went to Happy Valley, of course, for the first time now. The race we'll see shortly, Paul, the first section was outside standard. There was definitely an opportunity for Sha Tin to come across and get close to the rail, even lead. So with the race, how it was run early here, rather than trying to drag him back where there was eventually nowhere to get in, he should have just pressed forward.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought he was going to press forward, but as you can see, he ended up happily sitting 3 wide in the end, and that was sort of oncoming. You can see it there with the horse on the inside. Meaningful Star actually wins the race, doesn't he? And he got a nice run.
Yeah, and Karras is looking towards the inside there. He just can't get in. So he was stranded in no man's land. We've seen the times here as well, Paul. So these are the standard times. And then as we roll over to the next graphic, they were outside standard. They did run along, but that was the decisive point where he should have made the decision to go forward.
Yeah, I think that was the split decision. He didn't, and obviously couldn't get in after that. And that was the losing of the race for him, I think.
Ultimately, in the end, they were quite a way inside standard, about 1.8 inside standard there.
So that was Sword Point, but he wasn't the only one in this field, Paul, that backs up. Butterfield runs on really well, and both Alacrity and La City Blanche have won over 2,000 metres in South America.
They have, so the distance isn't going to be a problem, and La City Blanche did win 2 starts ago at Happy Valley. After this run with Alacrity, they just put the dynamic scope on, so they were just checking his breathing. Look, he's trialled okay since, so obviously everything was okay, but just be aware they were having a look there.
He was ridden quite a bit closer to them too last time out was Alacrity. You can see La City Blanche running on at the end because he never really travelled overly comfortably last time out, so the extra ground should really assist him.
We haven't mentioned the winner there, Tom, with Meaningful Star. Prefer him at the Valley?
Yeah, and he's won his last 2 starts, but yeah, he's 5 starts here at Sha Tin. That's the big concern for me, and he had the good run last time out, Paul.
Yeah, he'll get a good run in this, there's no doubt whatsoever, from barrier 2, but I agree with Tom. I'd prefer him at Happy Valley. That he obviously really enjoys the city course.
All right, so that is that race at the Valley. Group 1 form in this race too. Paul 5G Patch. There he is wide and well back turning for home. He ends up running 3rd in the Champions and Chater. But as we saw on the speed map, he may have to do some work.
I think he will. I think he's going to have to go back again from barrier number 12. But the one thing on his advantage is that he should get the pace in this race with all for St Paul's and Champion Dragon. With 12, with that bend really looming up pretty quickly, he'll get back. But he'll run on strongly. I think he's still a big chance in this race.
Yeah, I believe he is as well. He's got a good turn of foot, this horse, over the final stage. You can see how much ground he's taking them off at the end there, and he gets up to run 3rd at Group 1 level. So we're definitely interested in him. Draw doesn't worry me too much.
All right, loves the 2,000 metres as well. Here is Ching, Tom. Now, he's last turning for home here. Had a big weight, so he comes up into Class 2 for the first time. Lightweight on his back, and he also goes to the distance for the first time.
He does, a 4-year-old son of Frosted, and he's a really interesting horse in this. He's currently the favourite. He'll get back, he'll run on strongly like he does here. Of course, he has struck some trouble in a few of his races, Paul, but he's been a revelation for Michael Chang this season. He's won 4 starts.
Big chestnut who runs really well, and he's got a really good turn of foot as well. He's drawn barrier number 14. He'll get back as well, but I think he'll be running on another one that should be suited by the way the race will be run. So I think he's a big chance as well.
He's been to the trials too, Paul, since that race, and looked to do it very nicely in this trial behind Drombeg Benner.
He's going well, this horse, there's no question. And I'm not worried about the 2,000 metres at all from the way he races. He gets back and he hits the line strongly. Another really good maintenance trial for him, and I think he could have won this trial if he wanted to.
Yeah, finished off nicely down the middle part of the track here and did it nicely. And I think even Sweet Encounter might be in that trial just behind them there, a little bit further out. But he's just sort of gone off the boil his last couple. Hasn't been jumping overly well either, but he did jump better in that recent barrier trial.
That is the boys' thoughts as far as the replays and the breakdown of race number 4 goes. But who's on top for you, Paul?
Ching Ching, cigars all around for me, and I think Ching can win the race, get back with that good tenor foot, can finish over the top. Sword Point in there for second, should get a nice run from his draw, has been unlucky in a few of his races. A 5G Patch from the back, and then Rise Brethren at a big price. I think he's going to get a nice run from barrier 5. Cheek pieces come off him. 13, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think Sword Point is a big chance in this race. It was a nightmare last time out to watch with what happened. He was 3 wide, no cover the whole way, but that's not going to happen this time round from barrier 4, one would think. So Sword Point on top ahead of Ching. Do definitely like 5G Patch in this race. He'll produce a good turn of foot late, hopefully. And the other one that goes in is Alacrity, because he's here over 2,000 metres and he was a 2-time winner over the trip overseas. So 3, 13, 4 and 10.
That is the preview for race number 4. On the way to the break, a reminder we're giving you the chance to vote on your favourite horse and jockey here in Hong Kong, and some breaking news on that too. It's now open to everyone, everywhere, from Antarctica, Zambia and all points in between. You can get involved in voting for your favourite horse and jockey. Prizes only though for those in Hong Kong. You want to vote? You want to play? Here's how you do it. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're going to focus now on race number 9 on Saturday evening. It will be by the time we get to the Sportsmanship 1200, the Class 3 event. Super Football, he's having his first start since February 2022. He's had a right fore suspensory injury. Dancing Code's a last start winner, carries an extra £8 for it. Bundle of Charm, 3-time course and distance winner. O-Liner will have a sheepskin brow band going on. He's had 2 trials too since we last saw him. Invincible Sage, better draw than what he had when running 3rd on a heavy track last time. Golden Empire, extra £5 for a win over Helios Express, who's bolted up since. The first starters, Imperial Goodness, Harry's Hero and Mugen, all have raced overseas. Global Harmony, he's having his first start since January. He's had a right full humerus bone injury, and Nishikado is getting close to a class drop down the bottom of the book. Right, the speed here, Tom. Who goes forward? Who goes back?
Yeah, speed here. Well, O-Line has shown plenty of pace in both of his runs, and he again has done so in his recent barrier trial. But of course, he did get cast in the gates going back to the 21st of May. So needs to be on his best behaviour. Bundle of Charms drawn well. A Dancing Code should be right there to come across Paul from barrier 7. But there's a 3-wide line of ready to win Joyful Friendship and Global Harmony's first up since the end of January.
Yeah, he's going to have to go back, isn't he? I think O-Liner, as you say, he has played up at the gates before, but with that monobrow on, he should be okay and get out to the lead there. Super Football, haven't seen him for a long time, I think, and it's way short of his best.
And the other horse is this one right here, Mugen, who goes back on the speed map. He's trot up really well. The stable's absolutely flying, and Tom spoke to Pierre Hung.
PM Mugen lining up in race number 9, an impressive looking recruit. PP who's come out of Australia. He's arrived here on a rating of 64. How's he settled in?
Settled in really well, and definitely his stress doesn't help that much. But I think he's slowly progressing, and I'm looking forward to his run, and hopefully he had a good run this weekend.
You mentioned the heat stress at this time of the year to make your debut. How difficult is that for a horse, and what things can you do to prepare a horse to acclimatise at this time?
We just try to cool him down before the race. Even in the morning track work, try to cool them down. Hopefully they don't sweat that much. But everyone knows it's very hot out there, and we just hope that doesn't stop him.
He, of course, won at Moonee Valley back in December with Clinton McDonald. You've no doubt seen the video. He looked like he had a very good turn of foot late.
Yes, he does. Even when he trials on sack, he did have a good turn of foot. We had a couple of trials with him, and hopefully he get the fitness level and can do it on Saturday.
What's been the feedback from Zach in those trials? Because he's ridden all of them bar the most recent one.
Yes, the first 3 trials, he liked the horse. He's got it there. It's just the matter of time and to match it up with the schedule and his dress. And the last trial we tried to put him on, but Zach was away, so it's pretty hard.
It's hard to ride when you're not here. Yeah. Barrier 9, how do you see that playing out?
We just jump wherever we possible, and we just look out for fins and whole sauce and try to hit through the line hard.
You've had a great last week, 5 winners, including your first treble. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to. What's been a season highlight for you?
Well, season highlight for definitely this week. This couple of days, we got 5 winners after 2 meetings. We just hope that we'll getting more and more.
There he is, Pierrong Paul Ree Mugen having his first start in Hong Kong. He mentioned the heat there, Pierre. He might be one horse that's going to really appreciate race 9 being at 8:15.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, he's having his debut as well, so we'll see how he handles it under the lights, and all new to him with the lights as well.
A very impressive winner at Moonee Valley, where he cleared out by 4 lengths there. Showed a really good turn of foot, so yeah, I'm keen to see what he can do.
That is Mugen. This is a last start winner over at Happy Valley in Dancing Code. Tom, there he is up on the outside. He was backed into 1.8 this night and delivered stylishly.
He did, and he's coming back to Sha Tin over the 1200 metres. He was another horse that really did produce a good strong turn of foot the last 200 metres once he got balanced up. Barrier 7, so he should be able to get across and land into a prominent position, Paul.
Yeah, I think he's one of the main chances as well. Look, he's run second as well behind Bundle of Charm here at Sha Tin, so Sha Tin holds no fears for him.
And there is his report card, Paul.
Yeah, so you can see he's had the 3 starts today, 2 seconds in the first, so he's run really well in all 3 starts. His first one was over 1,000, then he stepped up to the 1,200, ran second, and then won at Happy Valley. So coming back to Sha Tin, I'm not worried about that at all.
No, and he's been a good recruit here, a PP, so it hasn't taken him long to settle in and reward his owners.
That's a good report for Dancing Code. He'll certainly be in the market. A few to look at here, Tom. We start with Invincible Sage. This was his first go around a bend. Heavy track. He raced wide and kept on well. Good draw this week. Ready to win. He's following Invincible Sage at this stage. Beauty Crescent, he was first up in Hong Kong this day. And Nishikado down on the inside in those orange blinkers.
Yeah, I think just probably the wide passage he had in Invincible Sage. You can see Bowman at this point hasn't even really moved on him, but he's been 3 wide, no cover the whole way, Paul. I think that's probably just told the last little bit, because up until sort of the last sort of 250, he was really travelling strongly. So he has to be one of the main players, ready to win. Hard to catch. The draws are negative for him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to put Beauty Crescent in because I thought it wasn't a bad debut run from him as well, but I agree with you. I think Invincible Sage is a good bet in this race.
A wider draw for Beauty Crescent. He had 7 at his first start, barrier 12 this week. Now, this is a very, very strong field that Golden Empire comes out of. There he is tucked in down on the rail, and Joyful Friendship gets held up a touch in the home straight, but he was hard ridden when he ran into that pocket, Tom. But we've got horses like Flying Ace in this race, and he's not the only one, because Helios Express has come out and bolted up last week.
Yeah, so it's a good form race, this one, going forward. I think Flying Ace is due to line up on Monday night, in fact, at Sha Tin as well. And this horse here, Golden Empire, he's gone well second up in the past. That was off the back of a debut 30, came out and won then, and it was a good training performance, I thought, here, Paul, from Francis Lloyd, because he had been off the scene since the early part of February to produce him here to get a lovely run and win like he did.
Yeah, he's a 4-time winner now in Hong Kong, so look, he definitely goes in for me, and just managed to hang on there, didn't he? It was good.
He did, despite the call, thinking otherwise. We move on to the trial form now, Paul, of O-Liner. He's had these 2 trials since he was late scratched last time, and they've been around some informed horses. He runs a length second here behind Reward Smile. He also beat Gummy Gummy by 3 lengths in the other one.
Yeah, no, he has, and he's trialled well, this horse, but his 2 race day starts, he's run last and then run second last. So What we need from him is just to see him do it on the track. Now, he has got that gear change. He will be in front out of trouble, but I'm happy to watch him.
Yeah, he's up 23 pounds, so happy to watch as well. I think the third horse in this trial as well, of course, is Young Life Forever, who came out and won midweek at Happy Valley. So there's some decent trial form there.
Yeah, there is indeed. Helene Feeling runs on Monday. He's out of that trial too. Now, finally, another newcomer is Imperial Goodness. Tom, he's won over the 1200 at Balaclava, 1250 at Morfettville on the inside track, and he's had 3 trials since he's been in town.
He went forward in this barrier trial up near the pace. I thought he kept on okay here over the final stages. He has, Paul, had a couple of lameness issues since he has been here, and it's worth noting those 2 wins in South Australia were on rain-affected tracks.
Yeah, by dissident as well, over 1,200 metres. So I'm quite happy to watch him. I think he needs further anyway with that sort of pedigree.
And Harry's Hero, who we haven't touched on, won over the 1430 at Musselburgh and 1900 at Wolverhampton. So his trials have been disappointing, but your selections, Paul.
Yeah, really like Invincible Sage. I think he can win this race. From Dancing Code, Beauty Crescent, ran well on debut, and Golden Empire. 6-2-3-7.
Yeah, I definitely think he's one of the better bets of the day, Invincible Sage, and he's come up with a good barrier draw, barrier 2 this time round. So Mugen, he goes in Dancing Code and Golden Empire, 6-11-2-7.
And that is race number 9. So there are 10 races on the program, Paul. We've seen 2 of them here on Racing to Win. Who wins the other 8?
I thought Maximum Heart finds a really easy race to start, race 1. I think he can win that. Namjong Singh's downgraded with Apprentice Claim. He looks really well placed. Smart Fighter was a really good run on debut for him. Universal Pursuit just had the 1 start, another one that ran really well on debut. Red Hair King was a big run last time. 1600 looks ideal for this one. High Percentage, he should be at a good price, and I thought he ran really well behind Solar Partner, who came out and won midweek.
Off that list, who's the pick?
Going to go, my best bet is one we've talked about, Invincible Sage, just in that last race. Great draw, really good draw. I think he can beat Dancing Code, so he's the best. And High Percentage only had the 2 starts, and both runs I thought have been full of merit as well. And we'll do the play early, race 2, the downgraded Namjong Singh's. California Veins will go forward, and Dream Pursuer 2-3-4 should be good price QQP.
Best is Green and White, ran one of the quickest closing sectionals of the day, if not the quickest outside of the group races last time out. Gold Sterling has done nothing, but he has trialled well over 1600 metres. Dennis Ship, Alexi Vidal, and Green and White High Percentage Publicist, who had a tough run last time out.
Smart Fighter's had 1 start, run on well, better draw this week. Barrier 6, it's Derek Lung for Ricky Yu. The long shot comes up in race 5, number 12, Super Fast Dragon. Coming back to the 1,000, been in 3 strong fields so far. And the play race 3, QQP 1, 7 and 11. That has been Racing to Win for Saturday, Tom. Then we go to Monday night.
Yeah, fields are out already, hkjc.com. 8 races, Paul. There's a Class 2, the main event.
Yeah, there is. Looks good. And don't forget, we'll see Medical Elite as well.
Yeah, we will indeed. There is some good races on Monday night. As there is on Saturday, we'll see you for the first at 4 o'clock.